Okay. So good evening, one and all. In the yesterday's class, means in the last class, we have discussed about the triggering of the flip flops. Okay, and we have also discussed what are the different mechanism of triggering. Like there will be a level triggering, edge triggering. Okay, so we have just started about that. So triggering of flip flop. What is triggering? I have discussed. Triggering is means how to activate the flip flop. Okay, how triggering is nothing else. How to activate the flip-flops. Okay, so we have discussed about there are various mechanisms to activate the flip-flop. The flip-flops can be designed for the two kinds of triggering techniques. Mainly there are two design techniques for the flip-flops. One is level triggering, and we have also edge triggering. Okay, edge triggering. Okay, next we have discussed in again the edge level triggering as of two types. One is level 0 triggering, and we have level 1 triggering. Okay, level 0 triggering and level 1 triggering. And we have also edge triggering are of two types. One is positive edge triggering. Okay, another one is negative edge triggering. Okay, so these are the different triggering mechanisms. So in order to activate the flip flop, and now I have told you, if the flip flop can change the state during the level of the clock input, then it is called level triggered flip flop. Okay, so we have discussed about the clock little bit more yesterday and the last class. The clock will be kind of like square wave kind of thing. Okay, this is my clock. In this, we have told this one actually your positive as trigger. Okay, positive as trigger. Okay, and this is your level 0, this is your level 1. Okay, this is called level 0 and level 1. This is your negative edge. This is your negative edge trigger. Okay, negative edge trigger is also called as falling edge, is also called as trailing edge. Okay, trailing edge, different names. And it's also called a rising edge, or it's also called as positive edge. Okay, and these are all level 1 trigger and level 0 trigger. What actually the flip flop, how the flip flop will work? Mainly the flip flop will work if the flip flop can change the states. So the flip flop has many states. What are those states? It has previous state, it has set reset state, it has set state, it has toggle state, it has invalid state, many states. Okay, flip flop will going to change from one state to another state during the level of the clock input. Okay, if the flip flop changing the state, flip flop changing the state during the level of the clock input, during the level of the clock input. Okay, clock input is called level triggered flip flop, is called level triggered flip flop. Now thing is, if it is a level 1 triggered flip flop, so during the level 1 of the clock input, if the flip flop changes its state, then it's called level 1 triggered flip flop, or it's also called level triggered. Level 1 and level 0 as denoted as level triggered flip flop, so it's called as level triggered flip flop. Okay, flip flop, understand? Now if the flip flop changing its state during positive edge of the clock, okay, there are the clock pulse is like this. Okay, this is called positive edge, means from 0 to 1, or it's also called rising edge, is also called positive edge, or it's also called leading edge. Okay, if the flip flop is changing its state, if the flip flop is changing its state, changing its state during positive edge of the clock, then it's called positive edge triggered flip flop, then it's called positive edge triggered flip flop. Understand? Positive edge triggered flip flop. Now if the flip flop changing its state during the negative edge of the clock, okay, during the negative edge of the clock, this is negative edge, also called trailing edge, also called falling edge. Okay, okay, falling edge, and it's from 1 to 0. Okay, so if the flip flop changing its state during negative edge of the flip flop, negative edge of the clock, then the flip flop is called negative edge triggered flip flop, negative edge triggered flip flop. Any doubt on this? Okay, so there are three different ways we can activate the flip-flop. One with the help of label, another one with the help of positive edge of the clock, and another one with the help of negative edge of the clock. Okay, so these are the three different mechanisms to activate the flip-flop. Okay, so what is that we are going to see with the help of few timing diagrams. So before that, I'm going to show you few symbols of the flip-flops depending upon the type of the flip-flop. So let's say somebody will tell you design a SR flip flop, design a SR flip flop using label triggered SR flip flop. So what you have to do, you have to design a label triggered SR flip flop. Okay, so label triggered means what? How will be our symbol? The symbol will be obviously this is my SR flip flop. Obviously, I'm going to design. It has S and R inputs, and this is my clock. Okay, so this is my clock. Here you can see, observe, there is nothing is present in the clock. Okay, so this is Q and this is Q bar. So these are all label triggered SR flip flop. Okay, now somebody will ask you design a positive S triggered SR flip flop. So how you have to do the positive S triggered SR flip flop? So this is my SR flip flop. Obviously the flip-flop is going to be activated with the help of positive edge of the clock pulse. So obviously my clock pulse will be with the help of like this. So this is the symbol. You can see this is my symbol which denotes actually the positive edge actually of the clock pulse. Okay, so this is called positive edge triggered SR flip-flop. Okay, so we'll discuss all these things in brief, don't worry. So next we have another type of flip-flop is called negative edge triggered flip-flop. How the negative edge triggered flip-flop? It's a SR flip-flop, okay, which has S and R. These are all actual inputs, and this clock pulse will have a like this. Okay, do you all understand? Have you all seen here how my symbols will be? This is called negative edge. Okay, negative edge trigger. So this is my Q bar, and this is called negative edge trigger, negative edge. So this is my negative edge triggered SR flip flop. Any doubt on this? So how will this operations on and all? I will tell you. Don't worry. And now somebody will ask you how the JK flip flop will be. The JK flip flop will be label triggered JK flip flop. Very simple. This is my JK and this is my clock. Okay, and this is Q and Q bar. Okay, so this is my JK flip flop, which is actually label triggered JK flip flop. Okay, now what is positive edge triggered JK flip flop? Very simple. You can take JK flip flop here, and these are my J and K are my inputs, and this is my positive edge arrow. Okay, so the clock pulse. So if you draw this you can, anybody can understand that this is actually positive edge triggered JK flip flop. This is Q and Q bar. Okay, so next negative edge triggered flip flop. So this is my JK. Okay, JK flip flop which has J, K, and which has a bubble and arrow. So this symbol is called a negative edge triggered clock JK flip flop. Okay, so this is the way actually my all the JK flip flops symbols and all, which has actually three different ways actually we can design our JK flip flop. One is label triggered. So mainly what you are doing here, we are mainly activating the flip flop using different mechanism of the clock pulse input. Okay, so we are either activating our flip flop using label. Okay, so the flip flop output changes if the label will be in the label. If the flip flop, if it's a label one, I will tell you one example now by using the timing diagram so that you can understand better way. So we'll see that thing using the timing diagram. So see here. So what is timing diagram, students? The timing diagram of JK flip flop. Let's say I'm doing a JK flip flop here. Timing diagram. All the three categories I will explain you with this timing diagram. Okay. So please try to understand. It's very important. From this, a lot of questions you can come up actually. So all of you know that what is my JK flip flop truth table? My JK flip flop truth table is JK Qn plus 1. The next state. Okay, obviously there is a clock pulse. What type of clock pulse? It depends upon the user. Okay, either it's a label trigger or it's a positive edge trigger or it's a negative edge trigger. It depends actually. Okay, what type of JK flip flop you are going to design it. Okay. So there's a 0 0, obviously qn plus 1 is what? Previous state is qn. 0 1, it has reset state. 1 0, it has 1 0, it has set state. And 1 1, it has toggle state. Toggle state means qn bar. Okay, so in all the cases we have clock pulse. The clock pulse will be, the mechanism is different here. It may be a legal triggered, or it may be a positive edge trigger, or it may be a negative edge trigger. Now see here, let's say I have a clock pulse like this. So let's say this is my clock pulse. Please try to understand, very important concept I'm telling now. So this is my clock pulse, let's say. So the clock pulse is like this. It's a perfect square wave kind of thing. Okay. So it should have perfect square wave kind of thing. Okay. So this is my clock pulse. Okay, I have been taken 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4 clock pulses. Okay, so see here, this is my clock, and this is 0, this is 1. Okay, now this is 0 1 0 1 0 1 0 1. Okay, so now what I'm doing, please check here. Let's say my j and k inputs are like this. So how will be my j and k inputs? Well, let's say my j and k inputs are like this. So if you are not understanding, ask me, because this is little important. You should know about it. Okay. So this is my j 0 1. Okay. And my k would be like this. My k would be okay. Let's say this is my k 0 1. And now we have 3 mechanisms. In the first mechanism, what should be the output of the next state if the flip-flop is label triggered? Label triggered. Okay, so it is output is q. Okay, so if it is label triggered, output is q. And obviously you assume that initially, my assumption, how we can get this? Assume 0 means we have preset and clear. If we have preset and clear, we can get q equal 0 initially. For all the cases, I am making here q equal to 0. Okay, so for all the cases, so it is label triggered. Next, positive edge triggered. So for that also we have q, assume q equal to 0 initially. Okay, how we got q equal to 0? I have told you, by using set and preset and clear conditions. Okay, in the previous class I have discussed all these things. Okay, next we have negative edge trigger. Negative edge trigger. So in that case also, initially you assume that q is 0. Okay, so all the cases I have assumed q is 0. Okay, now tell me, if it is a label triggered. So what I told, label triggered means obviously you can say it's a positive label triggered. Okay, so obviously how is it? Initially my where is my positive edge is starting? Here my positive edge is starting. So up to this, what is happening here? Up to this, okay, so up to this I have 0. Okay, up to this I have 0. Now the flip-flop will check what, either there is any changes in the j and k. Yes, there is changes. It is 1, j is 1, k is 0. If j is 1, k is 0, tell me what will be my q? J is 1, k is 0. What will be my q? My q will be 1. My q will be 1. So initially it is 0. Now at the label it is 1. Okay, now it will check again inside the label there is any change occur inside the label. You can check here, no change. Okay, so obviously it will continue. Where up to when it will continue, students? Up to when we'll get next level. So up to when we'll get next level, here we are getting again level 1. Okay, here we are getting again level 1. So the 1 will continue up to this. Now he will again check whether in this level 1 is, what is my j and k? J and k, j is 0, k is 1. So if j is 0, k is 1, what is my flip-flop output? next state output 0. J is 0, K is 1, my flip-flop output is 0. So it will just continue flip-flop output to 0. So now up to when it will continue? It will continue up to here, up to this. Next positive edge. It will continue up to this. Now here it will check again what is my J and K. Again my J and K is same only, 0 and 1 only. So obviously this will continue up to again up to where? Up to if in the positive edge, if there is any changes in the label, so it will continue up to here. You can see here again the change occurs. Here again the change occurs. What is the J? J is now 1 and K is now 1. If J is 1, K is equal to 1, what it will do? It is just Qn bar. So it will make the change initially 0, next it will make to Qn bar. Qn bar is 1. Then it will check again in this label triggered any change in the input? No. No means it will go up to next level 1. Okay, so this will go up to next level 1. Okay, next again it will check here what is my J and K. My J and K is 1 and 0. 1 and 0 means what is my output? 1 and 0 means output is 1. Okay, output is 1 means it will continue up to. Do you all any doubt on this, students, how I have done? So what we have done actually here, we have checked in this label, in this positive label, in this label 1, if there is any change in the flip-flop input or not. If there is no change in the flip-flop input, that will continue up to next level 1. Okay, again it will check what is the flip-flop input at that time, what is that it will do. Next it will also check up, is there any change in the flip-flop input in this level? No, then it will continue. Next it will go for the next level. It will level up to this and it will check again what is my flip-flop input, whatever the previously same only, so it will continue up to. Next it will check in this level anywhere again J and K changing. Yes, it's changing here. So for that, what is the particular input? 1 and 1. For 1 1 it should be toggle. Initially it's 0, it become toggle, so it's Qn bar. Then it will continue up to next level. Next level is again level 1 is here. So at that time it will check what is my flip-flop input? 1 0. 1 0 means it will continue. So 1 0 means it's a set. Okay, like this way it works. Okay, do you all any doubt on this, students? Very important concept, how to draw this level triggered clock pulse. Now we'll go for the positive edge trigger. I have told you what is positive edge. First draw the positive edges. So this is my positive edge, this is my positive edge, this is my positive edge, and this is my positive edge. So obviously you draw those positive edges lines like this. So this is another positive edge, and obviously this is also another positive edge, and any other, yes, there is also positive edge. Okay, so these are my positive edges. Okay, now what will happen, just check here. Here initial condition is 0. How we got initial Q is equal to 0? We can have preset and clear condition, appropriate preset and clear condition. According to that we can get the initial condition to 0. Now what I have to do actually, just check here, it will continue up to positive edge. So initial condition whatever we got, now edge triggering happened. So edge triggering means positive edge triggering. At that time, what is my J and K value? My J and K value was 1 0. If my J and K value are 1 0, so obviously what is my Qn plus 1? Qn plus 1 is 1. So I'll be getting Qn plus 1 is 1. And this one will continue up to next positive edge. It will not going to change anywhere if there is any change actually in the negative pulse. Okay, so it will continue up to next positive edge. Again in the next positive edge, it will check what is my J and K value. My J value is 0, K value is 1. Okay, J value is 0, K value is 1. What is my output? Qn plus 1 is 0. So now it will become 0 and it will continue up to next positive edge. Okay, again in the next positive edge, it will check what is my J and K. J is 0, K is 1. So obviously it will again continue up to next positive edge 0. Okay, now again in the negative positive edge, it will check what is my J and K. J is 1, K is 0. So J is 1, K is 0 means obviously what it will do? J is 1, K is 0 is 1. So 1 means it will just change my input to 1 and it will continue up to next edge. Okay, next positive edge. Do you all understand here what is happening? The change in the flip-flop input replicates if the in the positive edge only. If there is any change in the positive edge only, that will get replicated at my next output. Otherwise, if any change in anywhere else, it is not going to replicate it. Okay, exactly during the positive edge, what is my J and K inputs? According to that, it activates the flip flops. Okay. Now negative edge triggered flip flop. In negative edge triggered flip flop also same thing I have taken. I have just taken here 0 initially 0, and it will go up to next negative edge. Which is negative edge here? This is my one of the negative edge. Am I correct? This is also another negative edge. Am I correct? This is also another negative edge. This is also another negative edge. Okay. So see over here. I'm just drawing this negative edges now, because my flip flop is now negative edges. Okay. And the next negative edge is this one. I'm just drawing those negative edges, just extending those lines. Okay. Next, we have negative edges here. So I'm just extending those negative edges lines. Okay. These are my negative edges lines. Okay. Next, where is negative edge? Here. Here we have again one more negative edge line. So this I am just extending, nothing else. This I am just extending. Okay. So do you all understand? So what will happen? The initial condition, where is the initial condition? Initial condition is 0, which can be achieved by proper functioning of preset and clear signal. So we get this initial condition 0, and this will continue up to the negative edge. So this will continue up to the negative edge. So here we got a negative edge. Okay. Now at this negative edge, it will check what is my J and K. My J is 1, K is 0, K is also 1. J is 1, K is 1. So J is 1, K is 1 means what you have to do? Qn bar. So it will just make the whatever Qn, it will just make the Qn bar. And it will continue up to next negative edge. Okay. Next, in this negative edge, it will check what is my J and K. J is 0, K is 1. If J is 0, K is 1, what we will get? 0. 0 means whatever may be the previous output, that will come to 0, and it will continue up to next negative edge. Now, in this negative edge, it will check what is my J and K. My J is 1, K is also 1. K is 1 means it will be just toggle. It's 0 and previous state is 0. It will toggle and it will continue up to next negative edge. And again, in the next negative edge, it will check what is J and K. J is 1, K is 0. If J is 1, K is 0, what is my output? Next step 1. So it will continue further up to next negative edge. Okay. Do you all understand how the flip flop is functioning along with the clock pulse? So who is actually controlling? Mainly the clock pulse is actually playing here the major role. Okay. Either my clock pulse is label triggered, or is edge triggered, or it positive edge, or is negative edge. Accordingly it's functioning. So see here, I have just make it zoom out, so you can understand very well how this clock pulse is affecting my outputs of the next state output. These are all whatever we have done is actually next state outputs, Qn plus 1 students. Okay. Initial condition is this one, 0. I have taken all these things. How we can get 0? By proper setting of the preset and clear. I have discussed with you preset and clear in the previous classes. According to this preset and clear signal, I will be having this initial conditions 0. So I have just here making the initial conditions 0. Okay. After that, depending upon the clock pulses, either my clock pulse is label triggered, either my clock pulse is positive edge triggered, either my clock pulse is negative edge triggered, according to that it actually works. Okay. So this is very important, students. Some of the questions they will give like this, and they will ask few diagrams, they will give it. So this is JK positive as like this, they will make it like this negative, this they will make it JK negative, like this they will make it all these things, and they will ask what this output corresponds to, which actually type of flip flop. Okay. So if you know this concept, then only you can choose this appropriate A from this A, B, C, D diagrams. Okay. Are you understanding, or any doubt, students? So this is very important. The initial condition I have got from the preset and clear by setting, then with the help of clock pulses, that the clock pulse operating things, I have changed my outputs, the next state outputs. Please try to understand. Okay. Any doubt on this? Please let me know. If there is no doubt, we'll go for next one. So here flip flop conversion. We'll go for the next topic, flip flop conversion. What is flip-flop conversion? The flip-flop conversion is nothing else, converting one flip-flop to another flip-flop. Okay, like converting from SR to JK, JK to SR. Let's say from JK to toggle, toggle flip-flop to D flip-flop, like one flip-flop to another flip-flop. So mainly, what is the logic behind it? So we have given one flip-flop. So we'll be having one flip-flop. One flip-flop is given to me. Okay, this is a given flip-flop to me. Okay, next, given flip-flop means obviously it has q bar and two inputs. Okay, obviously like this. Okay, and it might have some clock pulses and all. Am I correct? So what you have to do mainly, how to convert this one flip-flop to another flip-flop, you have to find out the flip-flop conversion logic mainly. Okay, you have to find out the flip-flop conversion logic here. Okay, this is my flip-flop conversion logic. You need to find out. Then you need to connect this with the given flip-flop inputs, and some let's say there is some also connections will be like this. You can make the connections like this. You can also make some connections like this. If there is, you can do it, all these things. And finally, you have to find out inputs required. What are the inputs required for the flip-flop? You need to find out all this. Okay, so mainly what you need to do, you have been given this, you have to do some flip-flop conversion logic, and you can find out inputs required to the flip-flop. Then you can convert any flip-flop, one flip-flop to another flip-flop. Okay, so for this we need to know one important concept, the excitation table. We have already studied about this excitation table. Okay, so here excitation table, actually what excitation table tells? Excitation table tells that how the state transition is happening with respect to the inputs. Okay, am I correct? We have already studied how the state transition. There are mainly two states actually for the flip-flop, Q1 and Q1 plus 1. Either it's 0 or it's 0. Either it's 0, it will state transition to 1. Either it's 1 to state transition 0, 1 to 1. Okay, now we'll be having SR. Let's say for the SR flip-flop, JK, for the JK flip-flop, we'll be having D for the D flip-flop and T for the T flip-flop. What actually excitation table tells? Excitation table tells that how the state transition will happen from the present state to the next state with the presence of inputs. So these are my inputs. CSR, JK, D and T are my inputs. So what is my excitation table? All combinedly I have written, because this excitation table only going to use for flip-flop conversion. Okay, so my SR conversion excitation table is this 0, don't care. You have to remember this 20, otherwise you cannot able to do this. Okay, 0 1 don't care 0. We have already done all these things in our previous classes. JK 0 don't care, next to 1 don't care, this don't care 1, don't care 0. D is 0 1 0 1. If you don't know about D, obviously you know that whatever Q1 plus 1 is same D. Okay, T is 0 1 1 0. T is just if it is same input, it will be as it is. If it is opposite input, it will just toggle. Okay, so do you all understand this excitation table? If you remember, then only you can able to convert one flip-flop to another flip-flop. Okay, otherwise it's very tough for you to find out. So what is your aim? Mainly you have to find out the flip-flop conversion logic, and you have to find out the inputs required to the flip-flop. Okay, so we'll see those things with one example so that you can have better idea. So let's say how the question will come in the GATE exams and PSU exams. There will be one conversion logic will be given to you. Okay, and they will be given that initial flip-flop is SR flip-flop. With this conversion logic with this conversion logic, which flip-flop it will become? A is SR flip-flop, B choice is JK flip-flop, G choice is T flip-flop, D choice is D flip-flop. Like this, all the choices will be there. You need to find out with this conversion logic, initial it is SR flip-flop, which flip-flop it will convert. Okay, so like these questions will come up, students. Okay, so here what you need to do, the question is here, convert a SR flip-flop to JK flip-flop. So how to do this? convert a SR flip-flop to JK flip-flop. We know this, we can directly do that. Okay, if you know the conversion logic, we can directly do that. How is it? You can put Q bar to the J, one of the input to the AND gate, and Q is connected to the another input of the AND gate, and finally J and Q bar is connected to S, K and Q is connected to R. We know that, but if you don't know what is actual the procedure is like this. So here you see that convert a SR flip-flop to JK flip-flop. What is given to me? Given to is, this is my given flip-flop. Am I correct? My flip-flop is given here. So my flip-flop will come up here, SR flip-flop will come up. Okay. In this part, we have SR flip-flop, which is given actually to me in the question. Now, which flip-flop we are going to convert? JK flip-flop we are going to convert. So we have required flip-flop is this. So this is my required flip-flop. Am I correct, students? So from the question, we came to know that we have been given flip-flop SR flip-flop, but we have to convert this SR flip-flop to JK flip-flop. Okay. So how is it? I have told you, you should have find out the flip-flop conversion table. Okay. Flip-flop conversion table. The flip-flop conversion table, actually, how you have to do the flip-flop conversion table? So we'll have what actually we require. We have now with me, please try to understand. We have now with me SR flip-flop. So please try to understand. This is my S, R, and this is my Q, Q bar, and this is my S and R. We have this flip-flop now, and already obviously it has clock pulse. Okay, obviously it has clock pulse. Nothing is given means obviously it's a level triggered clock pulse. Okay, any doubt on this till now? So see here what we can do. We have this. Now what we can do, such that conversion we can do this input, what we can conversion logic we can apply here, and what we can logic apply here, it will become now JK flip-flop. Okay, so for that what I have to do, I should be, my output will be what here, students? My outputs will be S and R. In the conversion table, my outputs will be S and R, because I have to connect few things here. Am I correct? I have to connect few logics here, few inputs or few logics here. Okay, for that my inputs will be outputs will be SR. Okay, so here my output will be SR. Now the question is, what is my input? Input is, I have my JK. Obviously the inputs will be JK and QN. So these are my inputs. Okay, these are my inputs. Now how to get these things? So obviously J, K, Q and my inputs, I'll be having S and R output. So with this J, K, Q, N, I have how many possible combinations possible? It has 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1. Next 1, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 0, and 1, 1, 1. Okay, this many. Anything else? No. Okay, now for that case, what will be my SR output? My SR output, how I will get it over here? I can get it from this conversion table. So see here, my JK00, my JK00. Okay, so these two cases, my JK00. So where I will get JK00? Here I will get JK00. Okay, am I correct? J is 0, K is also 0 or 1. It is JK is 0 or 1. So JK00, at that time, what is my QN? QN is 0. So see here, my QN is 0. At that time, what is S and R value? The S and R value is 0, don't care. Okay, just you put those things, because you know the excitation table, then only you can do this, friends. Otherwise, you cannot do. Okay, now JK00, QN is 1. Which state? JK00, QN is 1. JK00, QN is 1. Where it will come? JK00. So can it be JK00? Yes, it can be 0 or 1. So JK00, QN is 1. What is my SR? My SR is don't care. Am I correct? JK00. Now QN is 1. So what I will do at that time? JK00, QN is 1. So what I will do at that time? JK00, QN 1. So this will be the possible case. JK00 and QN is 1. What is my SR at that time? Don't care, 0. Okay, don't care, 0. So this is during the case of. Okay, next JK01, QN is 0. JK01. Where I will get JK01? You can get JK01 here. JK01. At that time, QN is 0. JK01, QN is 0. JK01, QN is 0. So which one? JK01, QN is 0. So again, 0, don't care. Am I correct? JK01, QN is 0. At that time, what is that? Am I correct or not? JK01, Q1 is 0. 0, 1, Q1 already done this. Next, what we have done, JK01, 0. Okay. So what we'll get here, JK01, this one, Q1 is 0. What will get SR? 0, don't care. Again, it's 0, don't care. Okay. Now, JK01, Q1 is 1. JK01, Q1 is 1. Where I will get JK01, Q1 is 1. What I will get as a 0, 1. Okay. JK01, 0, 1. Okay. Understand? Any doubt? Now JK10, Q1 is 0. So see here JK10. Where I will get JK10? So here JK10, Q1 is 0. So at that time, what is SR? SR is 10. Okay. Next JK10, Q1 is 1. JK10. Where I'll get Q1 is 1? JK10. This one. JK10, Q1 is 1. At that time, what I'll get? Don't care 0. SR is don't care 0. Now JK11, Q1 is 0. Where I will get JK11 in this case? No. JK11 in this case, Q1 is 0. What is my SR? SR is 10. Okay, my SR is 10. Next JK11, Q1 is 1. What is that? 0, 1. Okay, for triple 1, we got 0, 1. Okay, very simple, students. What we got actually here, we have taken actually the excitation table, what is during that time my JK and what is previous input actually. According to that time, what is my SR value? From this excitation table, I have just derived this one, nothing else. Now we know that what you have to do, we actually has to find out what logic I should connect in S, what logic I have to connect in R. So how we'll get it? If I can solve this S, if I can solve this R, then we can obviously get this, what is my S input to the S, what is my input to the R. Am I correct, students? Because my outputs are S and R. So if I solve this particular min terms with this, then I can obviously get what is my S value, what is my R value. So for that, what I have to do, I have to find out K-map for simplifying the S, K-map for S. So which is nothing else, a 3 variable K-map, which has actually inputs J, K, Q1. Okay, it's 3 variable means obviously it require 8 number of cells, which are actually K bar Q1 bar, K bar Q1, K Q1, K Q1 bar. Okay, and here this is J bar and J. Okay, what are the min-term positions? My min-term positions are, obviously we know that my min-term positions are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so you see here, this is my min-term 0, min-term 1, min-term 2, min-term 3, min-term 4, min-term 5, min-term 6, min-term 7. So here min-term 0 what? 0. So I can put 0. Min-term 1 is what? Don't care. Min-term 2 is what? 0. Min-term 3 is what? 0. Min-term 4 is what? 1. Min-term 5 is what? Don't care. Min-term 6 is what? 0. Min-term 6 is 1. Min-term 6 is 1. Okay. So min-term 6 is 1. Min-term 7 is what? 0. So now what I have to do? I have to just combine it. How to combine it? We know that we adjacent min-term, these two are adjacent. I can just combine it. Don't guess, we just not going to use it as it is, because there is no extra in min-terms will be there. As I told you, when the don't case should be used, if it have at least one min-term should be present to combine it. Okay, so obviously there is no min-term present to combine with the don't case. So obviously this should be my combination. So what will be my common thing here? My common thing is J, Q1 bar. So I got here S is J, Q1 bar. Understand, students, how I got S? Similarly, I can do for K-map for R. So I can solve K-map for R. Okay, so it is again a 3 variable K-map. I just going to say use that K-map. Okay, which is having 8 cells. So J, K, Q1. So this is K bar, Q1 bar, K bar, Q1, K, Q1, K, Q1 bar, and this is J bar, J. Now we know that min-term positions, these are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now I put those R values over this. Don't care 0. 0 is don't care, 0, and 2 is don't care. So 2 is don't care, and 3 is your 1, and 4 is your 0, 5 is your 0, okay, and 6 is your 0, 7 is your 1, okay. Now these are the things I have. Now what I have to do, I have to combine it, okay. So this is my combination. Obviously what is common we have got here, k q1. So what is r become k q1, okay. Understand or any doubt, students? So do you all understand now? So these are the things we have got here. So now we have S value, which is J Q N bar. We have R value K Q N. So we have know that how is it, how we can do. So we can have AND get here, which is connected to the S. How we'll get, which is actually one input is for S J. This is my J, and this is my Q N bar. So Q N bar I can get it like this. Okay, and my K is also having one AND get, and another input is K, and Q, it is connected to Q. Okay, so do you all understand? So what is conversion logic? So this is my conversion logic, and these are my flip-flop required flip-flop inputs, and this is given flip-flop SR flip-flop. Do you understand, students, how I have correlated my design? So this is my thing. So here conversion logic is what? Two AND gates are my conversion logic here. Okay, two AND gates, which one is connected to a S, one is connected to R. Do you all understand, students, how this one flip-flop will be converted to another flip-flop? It's very simple and very important. If there is any doubt, please let me know, students. There is no doubt, we'll go for next part. Okay, so now the thing is, so next I'll just give you one more example. Then after that we'll go for the very important part. Let's say the question is, let's say convert JK flip-flop to toggle flip-flop. Okay, so the thing is here, what you need to do, you have to convert JK flip-flop to toggle flip-flop. So first you need to know what is my JK flip-flop. My JK flip-flop is given flip-flop, so it's given to me, and I have to convert to the toggle flip-flop T flip-flop. So my required flip-flop is T flip-flop. Okay, required flip-flop is T flip-flop. So what is given here actually to me, I have been given a JK flip-flop. So this is my JK flip-flop. So obviously my JK flip-flop is like this, okay, and which has clock pulse, okay, clock J K, and this is my Q bar. So what conversion logic I can make so that it will become completely my T flip-flop? Do you all understand, students? This is the concept, nothing else. So now the concept is, what I have to do, I have to find out the flip-flop conversion table. So before that, what we need to know, we need to know the excitation table of JK and K. So excitation table, how it tells, like Qn plus 1 and JK T. So these things we should know. Okay, you understand? So obviously there are two states, 0 0 0 1 1 0 1 1. You have to remember these things. Once if you practice, it's easy for you also. This is 0 don't care, then 1 don't care, then don't care 1, then don't care 0, and T is nothing else my 0 1 1 0. So this is my excitation table. I can use this table to construct the flip-flop conversion table. Okay, so my flip-flop conversion table, before that we have been given actually JK flip-flop, and we need actually T flip-flop. Required flip-flop is T flip-flop. Okay, so these are the things. Any doubt on this? So what you need to do, you would have find out the here what is my output, students. My outputs will be J and K, obviously, where what I will connect here to J and K so that this will become T flip-flop. So obviously my output will be nothing else, my J and K. Okay, and my inputs is what? My input is nothing else, T and Q1. Okay, do you all understand? So input is nothing else, my T and Q1. So this is my input, so T and Q1. Now tell me, there are how many combinations with T Q1? 0 0 0 1 1 0 1 1. So this is nothing else, my minterm 0, minterm 1, minterm 2 and minterm 3. So 0 0 T 0 Q1 is 0. So T 0 Q1 is 0. Where it is? T 0 Q1 is 0. So what is my JK? 0 don't care. So I just have to put that 0 don't care. Okay, now T0 Qn is 1. Where it is? T0 Qn is 1. At that time, what is JK? Don't care 0. Okay, so we have got here don't care 0. Now T is 1, Qn is 0. So this one, what is JK? 1 don't care. Okay, so we got 1 don't care. Now T is 1, Qn is 1. What is that? This one. T is 1, Qn is 1. So don't care 1. So do you all understand how I have got this flip-flop conversion table? So we have got here the flip-flop conversion table from the excitation table itself, nothing else. Okay, if you know that excitation table, then only you can able to convert any flip-flop to any flip-flop. Okay, now what we'll get, what we want actually J and K. What should be my J and K, so that I can connect here this conversion logic, then this whole total will become my T flip-flop. So for that, what you need to do, you have to solve J and K. For this, we need KMF to solve J. So in order to solve this J, with how many variable? It's a 2 variable. We just has to convert, consider 2 variable KMF. So this is my 2 variable KMF. Okay. So it has T and Qn. So this is my Qn bar Qn, T bar T, and we know the min term positions. These are 0, 1, 2, 3, and we can put those values here. 0, don't care. 1, don't care. Now the thing is, we have to combine it. How to combine it? It's very simple. We can just combine it like this. And what is common here? So we have got J, we have got T. Common is T. So what we got here? J is nothing else, my T. Okay. So if I just connect T to the J, so whatever is T here, I'll just connect this T to the J, just like this. This T. Okay. Next, what is K? You have to solve it for this. So KMF for K. So for that, again, it's a 2 variable KMF. Okay, it's just 2 variable KMF. It has 4 cells, which is nothing else T, Qn. So this is Qn bar Qn, T bar T. Okay, this is the min term positions. These are don't care, 0, don't care, 1. So we can just has to make the grouping like this. Again, this is T only. So K is also T. What we have got here? J and K both had T. So how to convert it? Very simple. We have to take T like this, and you have to just connect both the T to the J and K. This become now my completely a T flip-flop. Okay. Do you all understand? So it's very simple. This is the thing we can do from one flip-flop to any other flip-flop. Okay. So now the last thing I am going to tell you for the today's class, which is very, very important. So some user defined flip-flop, some questions will come up like this, students. How you would never encounter this type of things in your life. Okay, what is that? A PN flip-flop. What is that? A PN flip-flop. Anytime you hear about PN flip-flop, obviously no. User defined. I can give ABD flip-flop. I can give CD flip-flop. I can give PQRS flip-flop, anything. So a user-defined flip-flop is called PN flip-flop. Okay, I have just given as per name, ASIS flip-flop. I can give it as per my name. So this is a user-defined flip-flop. I have to design. Okay, what I have to do here? A PN flip-flop has 4 operations. What are those operations? Just see here. So clear to 0 when clear to 0. Please write down this question, very important. Comma, no change, comma, complement, and set to 1. When PN inputs, are 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, and finally 1, 1. Okay, 1, 1 respectively. So what you have to do? You have to design a PN flip-flop. So what you have to do? You have to derive characteristic equation of PN flip-flop. So do you all understand the question, students? The question is, a user-defined flip-flop is given which has operations like this: clear to 0, no change, complement, set to 1 when PN inputs are 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 1, 0, and 1, 1 respectively. So what you have to do? You have to derive the characteristic of this PN flip-flop. So what you need to do, if you know the characteristic table, then only you can able to find out the characteristic equation. Am I correct? So in some cases they may ask to you, they will given certain characteristic equation, and they will ask also what should be the operation of this flip-flop. Ulta question also you can expect. So here tell me, this PN flip-flop has how many inputs now? The PN flip-flop has inputs P and N. Okay, and it has outputs Qn, Qn plus Qn bar. So these are my Pn flip flop. Obviously this is having clock pulse. Okay, it's nothing is given means a label triggered clock pulse, you can say. Now what would be my truth table of this Pn flip flop? By in the question, so this is my solution. The truth table, how to find out the truth table of this Pn flip flop? So you see here, this is my Pn input and this is my Qn plus 1. So now tell me how this Pn flip flop behaves. Pn flip flop, if my Pn inputs are 0 0, what it's going to do? Clear to 0. Clear to 0 means it will make Qn plus 1, whatever may be the previous state, it will make to 0. Am I correct? So this is nothing else. If Pn is 0, it will just make clear to 0. Okay. Now, if Pn is 0 1, what that time what happened? No change. No change means if 0 1, no change means previous state. It holds. Okay. 1 0 at that time what is that case? 1 0 means complement. Complement means it's Qn bar. Okay. Next 1 1 at that time what is my Pn flip flop inputs? 1 1 at that time set to 1. Set to 1 means it will set to 1. Do you all understand? So this is my truth table. Now we know the truth table, easily you can find out the characteristic table. Am I correct, students? Very simple. So what we can do, we have characteristic table. How is it we can find out? For the characteristic table we have actually present state, Pn input, and what is my next state output? Qn plus 1. Okay, so my there are my 3 inputs. Obviously we have 8 different combinations: 0 0 0, 0 0 1, 0 1 0, 0 1 1, 1 0 0, 1 0 1, 1 1 0, and obviously 1 1 1. Okay, so this is the thing. Okay, now tell me, Pn is 0 0. What is happening? It will not check what is my previous output. It will just make clear to the 0. So I will just clear. It actually clear to the 0. Next 0 1. 0 1 means it holds the previous value. What is the previous value? 0. So it holds. So it holds. Okay. Next to 1 0. 1 0 means it's Qn bar. Whatever my Qn, it will just make ulta, which is Qn bar. Ulta. Toggle. Next to 1 1. 1 1 means it will not check what is my previous output. It just set to 1. Set to 1 means it's 1. Understand, students? Very simple. 0 0 again clear to 0. 0 1 again it will make the previous value. Previous value is 1. So I will get 1. 1 0 it will just make the toggle. Whatever 1 it will become 0. 1 1 it will just has the it will just make the set to 1. Okay, so I'll just, if it is 1 1, yes, 1 1 means set to 1. So I'll just get set to 1. Okay, this is set, this is also set, this is your for 0 0 it will clear. Okay, it holds, it toggle. Do you all understand, students? From the truth table only I have derived this characteristic table, nothing else. Then after that, if we know the characteristic table, easily we can find out the characteristic equation. What is my requirement? My requirement is to find out the characteristic equation. If we know the characteristic table, easily we can find out the characteristic equation. In order to find out the characteristic equation, what would be my inputs? My inputs are Qn, Pn. Qn, so there will be, it's a 3 variable. Obviously, for this 3 variable, what are those variables? Obviously Qn, P and N. So it has 8 cells. I have just made 8 cells over there, and it has P bar, N bar, P bar, N, Pn, Pn bar. This is Qn bar, Qn, and we know the min-term positions, which are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And finally, we can put those values. 0 for min-term 0. This is my min-term 0, min-term 1, min-term 2, min-term 3. Min-term 4, min-term 5, min-term 6, min-term 7, like this, 0 0 1 1. So we can put those values 0 0 1 1. Next 0 1 0 1, 0 1 0 1. Okay, any doubt on this? Now we can have combine this to get the characteristic equation. So how to combine? This is one grouping and this is also another grouping. Okay, so what is the common value here? It is actually Qn bar, P Qn bar, and here what is common? Here actually we got actually N Qn. Okay, so we have got finally the characteristic equation Qn plus 1 is P Qn bar or N Qn. So do you all understand, students, how we can do? This is our user defined flip flop. Okay, so any type of operation will be given like this. You can find out your own flip-flop. In some cases, they can also given some state diagrams. Okay, they have given this type of questions and they have given some state diagrams like this, and they will ask you what this is. Let's say A, B like this, something like this. It will be like this. One will be like this. Okay, something like this. You have to choose for this particular operations what would be my state diagram. Okay, like this also some of the questions will come up. After this, what you have to do, you know that after characteristic equation you can find out the state diagram. From the state diagram you can find out the excitation table. All these things can come up one by one. Once you find out the truth table, this is very important. Once any flip-flops truth table you can find out, you can find out the characteristic table. From that characteristic equation, then from the state diagram, after state diagram you can find out the excitation table. Anything in the world you can find out after that. First job is what it actually operating, what is its particular truth table. Once you find out what maybe its truth, my flip flop would be maybe ABD flip flop, PQ flip flop, ASR flip, whatever maybe. If you know truth table, you can able to find out next things very well. Okay, so any doubt on this, students? Any doubt?